Welcome back to CryptosRUs. In this video, I'm going to talk about why Bitcoin is ready to surge to new heights and why this crypto sector is so darn hot. One in particular. First, let's start out with Bitcoin. If you look at where Bitcoin is now, a little bit higher than this morning. And I do think we're getting ready to climb once again because the selling from Grayscale seems to have slowed down and the other ETFs are now making up for it. So actually earlier, before I started streaming, Bitcoin did hit above 52 once again, came back down a little bit, but overall we're still hovering sideways. But things are looking good. But it may shock you to find out that in 14 different countries, Bitcoin is already at all-time high, even though in the US or any place that uses the dollar, we're not quite there yet. But in 14 other countries, that already happened. And that's because in these 14 countries, they suffer from hyperinflation. Okay. And when hyperinflation goes on, everything gets inflated to the moon, including Bitcoin. So if you're holding a lot of Bitcoin, that's fantastic if you're in these countries. But if you're not, and you're holding on to fiat, well, then you're suffering. And unfortunately, there are a lot of countries around the world right now that's going through that. Even in the US, we have inflation. Even in the EU, we have inflation. Okay, and I'm going to get to the EU a little bit. But this shows you why it's so important to trust an asset that has a finite supply that isn't controlled and manipulated by any central bank or government out there. Because you can't artificially inflate Bitcoin and mint more out of thin air like you can with fiat. That's why every single one eventually fails, right? Even if you look at Bitcoin denominated with US Treasuries, it's already at all-time high because U.S. Treasuries have been falling like a rock. That's why. So even in U.S. Treasuries, Bitcoin is at an all-time high. So take a second to think about that. So it's just a matter of time before Bitcoin, in terms of dollars, is going to be surging to an all-time high. Yes, the key word for this video is all-time high. And now in some countries, they're so bad that they're actually trying to prohibit their citizens from buying Bitcoin because they know Nigeria just blocked access to Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken because their own fiat currency has fallen to record lows. Again, due to mismanagement, due to hyperinflation, due to a lot of things, okay? Mismanagement of the entire financial system. And some countries are so desperate. Now they're blocking access to Bitcoin. So most of you guys do not face this, but don't let it get to that point. Don't let it get so bad that your government has to block you from Bitcoin. No. Don't get to that point, right? We are at the stage where Bitcoin is growing by exponential rate, leaps and bounds, and there is nothing stopping this train. Even the ECB cannot stop this train. This morning I covered how the ECB came out with a blog article basically shaming, defaming, causing a lot of FUD on Bitcoin, or trying to. Now I found out this is not the first time. And the ECB, whenever they do this, it must mean that they're very, very threatened. Or whoever's in charge, Christine Lagarde, may be pressured to do so. I do know this. The last time they came out with something fudding Bitcoin, it was labeled Bitcoin's last stand. Basically, they were calling for the death of Bitcoin. And they did that right at the bottom, right at 16,000 Bitcoin. So it kind of sounds like the inverse Kramer situation where inverse Kramer is always correct when it comes to Bitcoin. Inverse ECB is also correct. Remember, the banks and countries, they're not your friend. They're not making policy to help you. They are actually helping the banks. Okay, remember that. The ECB is helping the banks. The Fed is helping the banks. Any central bank out there is helping the banks, and they will do what they can to help them and prop them up and make sure that they still have control. And that's why they're so threatened by something like Bitcoin, because they have no control over that. They have zero control over it. They know Bitcoin rides on top of a decentralized network, which they can't shut down. And there's no central authority they could go to demand anything from. They are powerless when it comes to Bitcoin. That's why so many are still threatened, like the ECB. But we know better. We know better. We've been in a space long enough. In terms of ETFs, right, this is looking at yesterday's numbers. But yesterday, Grayscale had a massive unload. Today, we'll see. I think it's slowed down, which is why Bitcoin is recovering. But Bitcoin is still being bought by the boatloads. BlackRock, Fidelity, all these guys are still loading up. And here's the troubling thing that I've mentioned many times. Within just a month and a half, BlackRock, their fund, already holds 122,000 Bitcoin, and they are already the 11th largest holder of Bitcoin. Take a second to think about it. They're already the 11th largest, and pretty soon they were surpassed MicroStrategy, right? So again, don't let these big boys buy up all the supply, okay? Don't fall for the FUD. Stay strong. Bitcoin was created for the people, by the people, not really meant for institutions. But institutions are following along and they're buying by the boatload. So make sure you grab some while you can. And this is interesting. Reddit decided to just list the IPO, okay? They are going public. They're trying to raise a whole bunch of money. But Reddit also said they invested their cash into Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it'll be interesting to see when they reveal how much they hold on their balance sheet. Could be a significant amount. So it's not just institutions. Public traded companies, a lot of them have invested in Bitcoin. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. It will continue. And that is why Bitcoin, even though it has stalled out where we are right now, right around 52,000, if you zoom out, you realize we're moving fast. We're moving even faster than that parabolic curve. That's how fast we are moving right now. Okay, you just have to expand your time scale a little bit. It's just a matter of time before we break into new highs, and then all hell will break loose in terms of FOMO. There will be massive FOMO everywhere, from retail to institutions. It's going to be massive. So get ready for that. Now, what else is massive today? What's this other crypto sector that is about to surge to all-time highs? Right? Some have already, and I have covered this for a couple days, but I'm going to continue to do so because I think it's important. If you look at the U.S. market today, up huge in the green, especially NASDAQ, almost a plus 500 day, even doing better than the Dow. And you know why? It's because of one company, NVIDIA. NVIDIA went up 16% today. They're closing at $2 trillion in market cap. In fact, today is very, very significant. Not only did NVIDIA go to a 52-week high, they added more to the market cap today than ever in history for any company. They added $230 billion to their market cap. And if you look at all the juggernauts that have come before it, like Meta recently, and Apple and Amazon and Nvidia, and then Apple some more, and Microsoft, none of them have ever added this much to their market cap within a single day. Nvidia is on fire. And you know why? Because AI is the future. Now people finally get it. We've been talking about AI for a long time. Now people can see how AI can be used for many, many, many things and can disrupt a lot of industries going forward, right? That is the reason why they are so hot right now. But of course, in crypto, we do have several projects that I've mentioned before that are in the AI space that are doing very well. One that is leading the space, sort of. They have a big head start versus everyone else, Singularity.net. The founders are behind the Sophia robot, and they are in everything, okay? They have a framework for AGI at a human level and beyond. They're building an essential component that enables AI machines to interact with other AI machines, kind of like Skynet. They're also building a decentralized computing framework, and it goes on and on and on. They're really all over the place. They also incubate AI projects as well, and they have a whole bunch of stuff. Look at all the stuff that they're doing, right? They're doing a whole bunch of stuff, trying to lead the way. So Singularity.net doing very well, getting propped up by the AI boom. But they also partnered up with Fetch AI, who did actually hit all-time high and will continue to go higher, I believe. Okay, and they're trying to work on getting rid of AI hallucinations. So even AI could hallucinate sometimes and daydream. So they're going to work together and try to eliminate the wrong answers, the bad answers that may come out sometimes, right? AI isn't perfect right now, but in the future, it may. And Fetch AI is also another project that's in this space using autonomous agents, and they're already partnered up with others like T-Mobile and Bosch to try to improve AI as well. So these two projects are doing very good, but you got others like BitTensor, you got Render, you got Ocean, right? There's a smaller project called AIT Protocol. There's a lot in the space that's booming right now. So as time goes on, I'm going to definitely cover a lot more AI plays. So I think this sector may blow up because of NVIDIA. Okay. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. I've said enough. Stay strong. Stay focused. Bitcoin will lead the way. Don't let all the big boys take up all of our Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin, it's just a matter of time before it surges to a new high. AI crypto projects will surge to a new high. And the rest of crypto, let's not forget, you got all the L1s and L2s and the DeFi plays and the gaming plays. They are all ready to surge to all-time highs. So smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'm not streaming tonight, but I will be streaming tomorrow morning, usual time, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.